But first, the hot topic of the hour, President Trump addressing the nation last night from the White House, celebrating his accomplishments after 1 year back in office, giving Americans a glimpse into the new year ahead. Watch.
11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. In the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing.
The commander-in-chief also touting lower prices and higher wages as part of his new economic messaging ahead of the midterm elections.
The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year, after years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace.
The president also announcing a surprise gift for American service members ahead of the holidays. Watch this.
1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call, Warrior Dividend before Christmas. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military.
Well, that was a surprise. Tiana, Mark, weigh in here. We weren't expecting all that money for military and service members, but hey, they are the ones on the front lines. Thank you to our military. Tiana.
And look, Donald Trump is still really high in the approval ratings when it comes to his foreign policy, and especially we know that the troops love him. I think the American people are excited to see a president that still is awake after 9 p.m. You know, Donald Trump's schedule is nothing like Joe Biden's, but crucially, it was the president saying, I understand that Joe Biden created this affordability disaster, but it's my responsibility. And I hear you, and I see the polls, and I understand it's not perfect, but we're continuing to make progress. And progress clearly has been made. In the first 2 months of the fiscal year, the federal deficit's down 19%. And again, because of the Schumer shutdown, we don't have this recent inflation data. We won't have it until 8:30 a.m. later this morning. But gas prices are down 3% on a year ago. Data Assembly says that grocery price index is down about 5% since Trump took office. Really, the key word I listened for in there is housing. President Trump understands, yes, it's a demand side issue, the deportations and the border security, where he's still polling very well, but also the supply side issue. And that is the legislation I think we all look forward to seeing from the White House next year.
Yeah. Well, listen, it takes time to unwind a 40-year high inflation mark. Yeah. And under the Biden administration, we went to 40-year highs of the CPI up to 9.1%. Now, Joe Biden, you know, tried to take that down. He did his effort to take it down. But look where we are today. Under Trump, 3.1% is what the expectation for the CPI is today. 9.1 to 3.1.
Which is tremendous improvement. I mean, that's what we want to see. And to Tiana's points, I mean, Rome was not built in a day. Now, what I'll say about the speech last night, I thought it was incredibly effective. But, Maria, we were talking about this last week. One of the suggestions that I had for Republicans is that Republicans, we all needed to improve our messaging on affordability, and President Trump delivered on that last night by focusing on real wage growth while he has been in office versus the real wage wage losses that everyone experienced while Biden was in office. And again, for those of you who don't understand exactly what real wage growth is, that is all of your wage growth minus the amount of inflation. So whenever real wage growth is positive, that means your wages are growing faster than inflation. You have more money at the end of the month. Affordability is better.
Yeah, and that's the case right now. Wages are up.
Yep, absolutely. That's where we want to be.